You already know stress tenses your body. Your jaw gets tight, your shoulders creep up, your stomach knots up as well. We all talk about that stuff quite often. But here's something almost nobody mentions, and I mean almost nobody. Right along with your jaw and your shoulders, every single time you get stressed, there's also one muscle group that tenses up, which is a pelvic floor of your muscles. Now, here's the part that really matters, and honestly, that's why I'm making this video today. It's not just that anxiety tightens your pelvic floor, it's that a pelvic floor that's been tight for months or year might actually be feeding the anxiety back to you through your breath. Well, there's a loop happening and most people don't even know it exists. So I'm going to explain how that loop works quickly and clearly. Then I will show you 4 yoga therapy poses that target it directly, not just the pelvic floor, the jaw and the shoulders as well, because they are all in it. But let me explain the two-way loop in 1 minute. Your pelvic floor and your diaphragm, your main breathing muscle, they are partners. Yes, they move together like a piston. When you breathe in, both of them drop down. When you breathe out or exhale, both of them rise up. That's how it's supposed to work. But if your pelvic floor is chronically tight, it can't drop fully on the inhale. And if it can't drop, your diaphragm can't descend all the way either. And that limits your exhalation. A full easy exhale is one of the most direct signals you can give your nervous system to say that we are safe. It triggers the vagus nerve, the rest and the digest switch. If your pelvic tension is short-circuiting that exhale day after day, your brain keeps getting the message that something is not right. Not because you are breathing wrong on purpose, but because the muscle underneath isn't free enough for breathing to happen itself. So what happens? So your jaw clenches, shoulders lift, pelvic floor grips, and the whole thing becomes a self-reinforcing loop. The yogasanas I'm about to show you target all three, your pelvic floor, your jaw, and shoulders in exact order that breaks it. The first asana is Malasana, the Garland pose, or the yogic squat. All right, first pose. Come into a deep squat. Feel a little wider than your hips, toes turned out. If your heels don't reach the floor, no problem, it's okay. Just slide a roll blanket or a block under them. Elbow presses gently against your inner knees and keep your spine straight and elongated. What's happening here is very simple. Gravity is doing the work for you. When you are in this deep hip flexion with your spine upright, your pelvic floor gets to passively lengthen. No effort, no squeezing, just letting go is the trick. That's the bottom half of the piston, which is finally getting some space. Now here's where I want you to do something that might feel a little unusual at first. You soften your jaw consciously, let your tongue drop away from the roof of your mouth, and with each exhale, see if you can feel a subtle release traveling downward from your jaw, through your throat, and all the way into your pelvic. Stay here for 5 to 10 breaths. This is usually the first moment where people actually feel the connection between their jaw and their pelvic floor rather than just understanding it intellectually. It's a kind of a felt experience, right? Second pose is the cats and the cows pose. Well, here you do with a jaw awareness though. Come onto hands and knees. As you inhale, arch your spine, tailbone lifts and heart comes forward. Head just rises slightly, but here's the key. You keep your jaw completely slack. Mouth can be gently open. As you arch, let your pelvic floor soften and widen. Now you exhale deeply. Round your spine, tuck your tailbone, draw your chin toward your chest. As you round, gently engage the pelvic floor, but don't do a hard squeeze here. Just a subtle conscious lift. And even though your chin is tucking, keep your jaw soft. Move really slowly and let the pelvic floor to open nicely. Well, exhale round gently engages it, and the whole time your jaw is just floating free. This is directly retraining the piston coordination, pelvic floor and diaphragm moving together, while the jaw stays out of the gripping loop entirely. Well, 6 to 8 cycles of repetitions, do it slowly, there's no rush. Well, the next asana is Supta Konasana, reclined bound angle pose, a sleeping spinal twist. You lie down on your back and bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees drop open. If you feel any pulling in your hips or groin, just slide a block or a cushion under each knee. That's going to give you comfort. This should feel like nothing is working. There's no effort. The complete support is happening, and arms rest by your slides, palms facing up. Now consciously drop your shoulders away from your ears. Then let your jaw go completely slack, almost like you are about to say the word mud. Your tongue rests heavily behind your lower teeth. This posture is fully passive. There's nothing to brace against, nothing to hold. That's exactly the condition your nervous system needs to shift toward calm. Let your exhale be just a little longer than your inhale, and with each breath going out, notice how your pelvic floor, your jaw and space between your shoulder blades all soften together. Well, stay here for almost 5 minutes if you can, or at least 2 to 3 minutes. Now the fourth pose is the supported bridge, the Setu Bandhasana. Well, on a block, you can grab a yoga mat, place it on the lowest or medium height under your sacrum. That's the flat triangular bone at the base of your spine. Relax it, lie back over it. Shoulders and head rest on the floor, arms by your side, palms up. Knees can be bent with, you can say, a feet on the floor or legs extended. But whatever feels okay, you have to find your own comfortable position. What this does is gently open the front of your chest and the space around your diaphragm. That's the top half of the piston getting some room. Meanwhile, the pelvic floor is in a neutral, slightly lengthened position, and gravity is drawing your jaw back toward your ears. Now, here's what we add something really powerful here. On each exhale, I want you to do a humming as you do in the Bhramari breath as you exhale out, a slow, long hum. The vibration from the hum, it stimulates the vagus nerves in your throat and ear, which is directly activating the rest and the digest response. Also, it vibrates your jaw and skull and physically, basically unraveling the tension that you don't even know which you have been holding. Like 5 to 10 humming breaths would be great actually. Well, if you're experiencing actual pain, urinary symptoms, or a bowel changes along with your pelvic tension, please go see a pelvic floor physical therapist or an expert. These yoga poses are for everyday tension and a nervous system awareness. I would certainly not call it a replacement for a medical care because I want you to be safe, right? So what just happened in these 4 poses? We gave the pelvic floor the passive space to lengthen. That was Malasana, the deep squat pose, and Supta Konasana. We coordinated the pelvic floor and the breath while keeping the jaw completely out of the equation. Cat and cow pose with the jaw awareness. We opened up the diaphragm and stimulated the vagus nerve through that sound in the supported Setu Bandhasana, like the humming sound. And every single step, we deliberately unclenched the jaw and we dropped the shoulders. Now, that's the thing. This loop doesn't break by focusing on one spot. It breaks when all 3 releases together. This is the kind of the depth that gets completely lost when yoga therapy is reduced to just stretches for stress or something. Your body is an interconnected self-reinforcing system, and the pelvic floor is one of the most overlooked pieces of this system. If you want to go deeper into this kind of work, precise mapping of how the body holds emotion and how to unwind it safely and how to guide others through it, that's exactly what my yoga therapy teacher training covers. And I also teach in my online yoga therapy workshops. The link is in the description, and there is so much more your body has been trying to tell you that nobody has translated yet. I will keep doing my best to translate it. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you liked it. If you did, do not forget to subscribe and like and share it. And also subscribe my channel for future notifications for similar videos when I'll keep dropping them. Namaste.